Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Maui Morning. This is Jimmy Dillon talking a little bit of acoustic blues here. I've been working with this beautiful National lately. This thing is just a blues machine for sure. But people have been asking me about two things lately: open tuning, and then how to manage playing slide guitar. And so I'm trying to give you a little bit of a window into how I do it. Everybody's different. I mostly work finger style, like Derek Trucks or Rykoot or people like that. These are people that I really admire and check out. So right now I'm in an open E tuning today. I work in, quite a few different tunings, and I do cover that on my courses, which you can look on jimmydillon.com. You can see. But one of the things that I noticed about slide guitar that eludes a lot of people is it's a little bit tricky to hit a note and not get extraneous outside notes around it. So the way I work that is several things. I mute. Muting is if you palm. You can palm your strings here, and that gives it some accuracy, I would say, in terms of your tonality. And the other thing is I notice I only know this because I'm paying attention lately about how do you do it, and I drag my first finger back here when I play a note. Now you'll notice I've got my thumb hooked in here, and I'm dampening my strings because otherwise it gets away from you. So that's one way that I work with the slide. The other thing is, if you don't know, a slide it usually lands right on the fret. So if I'm trying to hit a note in this case, rather than hitting obviously the middle of the fret, which we do in regular guitar, you actually hit on the fret in front of it. Okay, so that's something you got to use your ears for, and the vibrato helps. Getting that note accurate. Now, the cool thing about the blues is not a game of perfect. It's not supposed to be exactly perfectly right in tune. Part of the blues is we drag and we pull and we go flat and sharp. It's emotional like the human voice. And I think part of the reason people love slide is that it's sort of like the human voice. It has that kind of, lonesome train sound, So that's an example of how the slide can add flavor to an open tune. Now this is a Resonator guitar, so it has that, that really great, I call it the Taj Mahal old blues sound, because the old blues guys played these Resonator guitars. They have a resonator in them, and the sound gets really big from sending out. A lot of these were made before electric guitars, and you get that. They were playing with the minstrel bands. Almost like a banjo sound. It's quite big and loud. And then of course the old blues guys got a hold of them, open tuned them, and whether to a G or they call that Sebastopol tuning, and also slack key in Hawaii, which I'm going to get to later. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an example. This isn't really a lesson. It's more of an example of how I approach slide guitar. And if you want to really get an in-depth lesson on how to play slide, I give it in several of my courses, and I think we go pretty deep into it. So if you have interest in that, definitely check me out at jimmydillon.com, and I'd love to hear from you. So hit me up if you got any questions, and I'll play one little last thing for you, and I'll get out of here. Aloha, and I'll see you down the road.